Yes, people, welcome up and welcome back. You don't know Nicardo Media House there again in the morning inside. I bless up on yourself. You don't know we're there freestyle on the Friday. Yeah, hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Yeah, the morning inside, man. Love the show, I love it. But you know, remember the code. Remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You understand? Comment down there, and you know whatever you want to comment, you know, about the video. You understand? Drop your your critique, your opinion in that comment section. That's why it's here. You understand? But you know, we're there for close out the weekend. Don't know if I'm going to do any video for Saturday. Yeah, as I don't know, Sunday is coming up, the Nick and Dan podcast, and then we start all over again with the morning insider and Monday morning wrapped up what happened over the weekend. But guess what? You know, all about today's video, you know, Reggae Girl is on the move. Yeah, the Tyreek Magee saga continue. You know, JPL in 5. Yeah man, the JPL in 5. You understand? Yeah, we're going to talk about, you know, some little other things around the video as well. But come right back after this little clip. You know, ALLYSON, you know, this is a very interesting one. Yeah, after, you know, a very good season in last season in the capital of, not the capital, but in Italy, in Milan, Italy. Yeah, playing for the Rossoneri's. Yeah, look, she had a wonderful season last season, and I think it was last month I was asking someone like, what is happening? You know, why is it that ALLYSON is not getting much game time this season? You understand? And they remember me that, look, you know, she had a terrible injury, you know, a few years back, but she played a whole lot of football last season. So what can change between then and now? But you know, I even saw, I think it was a couple of weeks that she came on in a Milan derby as well against Inter Milan, and guess what? She played a couple of, I think she played a couple of minutes in that game as well. Not sure, don't quote me on that one, but not sure. But let me just say this. No, she's on the move. She's on the move to one of the worst, or the worst team in the WSL in England. Yeah, Crystal Palace. She's going to play in the WSL alongside her fellow Reggae Girl teammates, alongside her sister, you know. Chantal SWABY, you know, Bonnie Shy is there, Juice Spence is there, Spencer is there. That is Rebecca, you know, so much, you know, Irons is there, you know, so many, you know, regular players is in the WSL. So, I mean, not playing much football, you know, this season, you know, just 9 games, just played, what, 467 minutes of football this season, 9 games in the league with what, I think they played like 18 games of the season in the league, so it's not good enough. The season already reached halfway, and she... It's crazy, man. Not, you know, majority of the majority of her appearances is coming off the bench, but good to see, you know, she's going to get some game time. You know, her contract at AC Milan will runs out at the end of 2027. You understand? So let's see, and you know, I mean, she will be more in our eyes, so the ones that can have the visual, you know, can watch, you know, the WSL. You understand? So we're going to look out for ALLYSON, you know, watching her playing alongside some of her teammates, you know, in games. But we're going to move on from that, you know. This segment is all about JPL in 5, and right after, when the video change around, JPL in 5 will begin. You know, JPL in 5 people, you know, starting off, you know, Mullines. But before we go there, you know, let me just say this around JPL, the games around the JPL and how the league is going so far. Look, this is a very good league. When you look at the top 3, yeah, Arnett Garden, Montego Bay, and Mount Pleasant, they having their own little, you know, top of the table clash where 3 teams are fighting for the 2 top spot in the league. You know, also remember the CONCACAF spot is there, and also the extra spot to be in that semi-final run for the playoff. And when you look at 4th, 5th, and 6th position, yeah, they are fighting, you know, just to keep away from, you know, the bottom 6. And when you look at, you know, from 7 go all the way down, it's a relegation fight. But if you look at, you know, Racing and Tivoli Garden, they have a chance. Yeah, they have a chance that they can peg back at least one of those teams in the top 6. You will say maybe a Waterhouse team who is what 3 games without a win now. You understand? So it's a very good league, you know, and the relegation zone, it's very tight. You know, when you look at the teams that won the last match day and look at the teams that's winning this match day, those teams are swapping results. You lose this match day, you win the next match day, or you draw. So teams are swapping, you know, results, and it's different teams dropping into the relegation zone, and it's very tight down there. So this is a very good, you know, JPL season to watch. You understand? Hopefully it can continue throughout the rest of the campaign, where everything is really tight in the competitive spots, where, you know, people are fighting for their life, people are fighting for the top 6, and people are fighting for the top 2 position in the league as well. But let's start off with Molynes United versus Portmore. Look, Molynes, the last 3 games, yeah, they only conceded 1 goal, yeah, 2 clean sheet. You understand? So I mean, very good team, but Portmore is just unpredictable at times. You know, they beating teams, you know, around them. Yeah, they beating teams around them. And if you look at Molynes is just around 6 points above the relegation, you know, the team that in 13th position, 6 points above that. And you will say they're in a slightly comfortable position where, you know, they can afford to drop points in 1 or 2 games and still out of the drop zone. But they cannot, you know, be too comfortable, because again, if you lose 2 and go on to have a bad run of form in 4 or 5 games, you find yourself right down in that bottom half of the table. You understand? But I mean, Portmore is still unbeaten, you know, in 7. As much as they drew this game, yeah, still 7 game unbeaten, but they are beating the smaller teams coming up in this run before this game. You know, they beat Chapitan Maroon, they beat VERE, trying to remember who else they beat. You know, they beat those smaller teams, but they drew against Mobile and Tivoli in that 7 game running. And you know, you look at Molynes, they also draw with Molynes. You know, so a team that you say going into this game, they expected to beat Molynes, because this is what they have been doing, beating the smaller teams and getting the odd point of the bigger guns in the league table. But I mean, stay unbeaten. You know, Rudolph Speid would love to get full 3 points from, you know, from Molynes, but it's just the nature of the game sometimes. You understand? But next up, you know, Mount Pleasant, where they continue their winning streak. Yeah, they continue that winning streak, and I have to say, big up to Unseen Sports TV for that watch along, you know, giving some nice commentary around the game. You know, they got an early goal in the 4th minute of the game. You know, they scoring sequence in this game where you say, you know, Mount Pleasant, they just kill off this VERE team. As much as, you know, Robina Garden got the equalizer, yeah, as Tapa said, this is one of the worst games his team have played in this 12 games winning streak. Yeah, they gave up a little bit of moments, you know, to this VERE team. But this VERE team, according to, you know, the commentary team, you know, of Meeks and Unseen, yeah, it just cannot defend. And I kept saying that over and over. You know, they just don't know how to defend. They just don't know how to keep the shape, and they are very indisciplined in off the ball. They want to play the low block, but they are indisciplined in their position awareness. You know, this team going to need a proper structure. But Arnett Garden rumble in the jungle again, 5-1 over Umberland. Let me say this, man. You know, Arnett Garden, you know, is unbeaten. You know, not unbeaten, take that back. Arnett Garden was, you know, winless in the last 3 games. So this is a must-win result for them, especially a team who is at the foot of the table. You understand? You know, Arnett Garden playing some tough teams. And this is what I have an issue with Xavier Gilbert. He have done a press conference, a post game, where he's talking about, you know, his team lack of win in the last couple of games, and he say, oh, you know, we play Montego Bay, you know, we play Cavalier. You understand? I think during that mix they played Mount Pleasant as well. Yeah, Arnett Garden expect to beat the best team in the league. This is Arnett Garden. Yeah, when you come up against big teams, you expect to perform better. Yeah, Arnett Garden expect to beat them smaller teams, just like how they beat an Umberland team, a team that should have get like 8-9 Yeah, if they having a proper finishing, a finishing on the day. Warner Brown, I don't know what is going on with him. Kelson, the team is just lacking that end product. As much as they scored 5, this is Arnett Garden's story throughout the entire campaign. Not finishing the goals, not finishing and be that killer, just have that killer instinct, yeah, just right off team, when you get the moments to do it, and have an easier game, have an easier path throughout the entire game where you just control the tempo of the game and kill off the game from there. But look, young Gio, got from JC, the college man, 17-year-old, the U17 captain. Look, good to have a young player scoring his debut in the jungle at home against the Red and Black Army at home as well. So it's good, man. A lot of people back in the days used to say Arnett Garden do not play young players. You understand? Arnett Garden is doing that right now. But Umberland next couple of games, Portmore, Waterhouse and Dumble Holding. When you're at the foot of the table, you must get results quick and fast. And Alex Thomas, I love the new look of Umberland. I guess, result will come, but they just have to continue to be patient and continue to be a little bit more ruthless in their game and take their opportunities. Yeah, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Alex Thomas and his coaching staff to get Umberland out of the road, because when Donovan Duki was around, 19 games played and only 2 wins. That sets up a team for relegation. That's more than a relegation, farm right there, so Alex Thomas have a handful of jobs, but his team is doing good. They're running, they just need to sharpen up a little bit, sharpen up the edges and tweak a little things, and probably can see if they can get, few more pieces, before the transfer will end, and then kick on from there. But I love the new look of the new Umberland team, but it's going to be tough. But Tivoli and Cavalier, what a game, what a fixture can have a draw result. Their last 4 games, these two teams have drawn their last 4 games. But let me say this, Cavalier, something is wrong with this Cavalier. The last 10 games, Cavaliers have only won 2 games, They last 2 and drew 6. I don't know, 2 wins out of the last 10 for Cavalier. That's bad. That's bad form for Rudolph Speid. Rudolph Speid is even losing it right now in the press conference. The post games that he done, almost all of the post game, this man is still talking about fatigue. Yeah, I think Rudolph Speid, something need to change. Not manager, but something need to change around the squad. The squad just not looking like the Cavalier. But again, I'm getting the vibe, from his post game, from his interviews, that he's more preparing his team for the top 6. And you cannot fault him. He's more preparing this team for the top 6 for the playoff. And he just kept saying it. Look, there's 2 seasons, the regular season, and then the top 6 from there will go again for the championship. But I mean, Tivoli Garden, missed the opportunity. Tivoli, Waterhouse have lost their last 2 games. Tivoli is winless in their last 4. They easily could have closed the gap and Waterhouse from there, but I don't know what is really going on with Tivoli Garden. They just lack a little bit of cutting edge. They need to find that back zip again, that they had, before they went on this winless run. But I mean, we're going to move on, and that's it for JPL in 5. And we're coming up shortly again with the Tyreek Magee scenario, or the saga continue.
Yeah, well, Tyreek Magee has signed with VERE Phoenix, and will play for the remainder of this season up to the summer window. I've just completed some meetings, having just left GENK with Dimitri De Conde. They're very excited about him, so he will be looking to go to GENK in the summer. And so we're going to utilize this Premier League as a means, the rest of this Premier League as a means to get him prepared and ready to relaunch his career in Europe. As you may well have known, he was pretty slighted on his first sojourn in Europe, and now having gotten the right way to get through the door and to get his thing correctly done, we have taken the necessary steps to get him right on track. Tyreek is a magnificent player and an A-class player, and so we're looking forward to having him at VERE, but more using it as a platform for him to prepare for the rest of his career in Belgium. No, we don't want to disclose that at this time, but suffice it to say that we are able to match anyone who comes in the Jamaican Premier League with the big money. We can match it with not just the money, but the opportunities that we will have for young players.
Yes, look, the Tyreek Magee scenario, the story continue as, I think I'm just going to say this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to say this. The negativity around Craig Butler and Tyreek Magee, the whole situation. Look, I understand, Craig Butler have his flaws and he has his ways and how he go about things at times. It's not the prettiest, it's not the most beautiful things you're going to see or hear come out of his mouth at times, but please, this man have a very good track record of getting young Jamaican players that develop locally, get them abroad and get the job done. You understand? This man have proven track record. Why is it that people is doubting a Craig Butler about a Tyreek Magee just only going to play a few games in in the JPL for a couple of months? I understand. Moving from Belgium to Colorado and then the JPL, it's a massive step back. But sometimes you need to go backwards in order to look where you were at the top and what went wrong and what you need to do to sustain that high level of work at the top. You understand? And I think a Magee 5-6 years ago isn't the Magee now. The player has improved massively in his game. Yeah. Both sides of his game, defensively and attacking, is improved a lot. And when Craig Butler is making statement as he made earlier, before I start talk, he kept saying, Dimitri Conde, that's the sporting director. Yeah, that's I said it right, or the technical director of KRC GENK. He is the sporting director, or he is a technical director of KRC GENK since 2015. That's literally over 3,000 days. This man have appointed as the technical director for KRC GENK. And he kept calling this guy named Dimitri Conde. This guy is a high profile figure around Belgium football, around in Europe. Yeah, he have massive transfer deals that he have done and with big clubs around Europe. This man is a father figure in Belgian football. Yeah, and Craig Butler wouldn't have a deal or some pre-contract ready to sign for Tyreek Magee, to sign up with GENK, use them as a pathway, and even though probably maybe get a loan out or something like what Chelsea done, sign players and then loan them out and make a profit from them. But I'm not saying, that's my own opinion right there, but I wouldn't see a man be using a high profile name around in Europe that this man is a part of the deal. He's having meetings with this guy about Tyreek Magee and all of that. The coach came out even yesterday in that squad unveil and said about Tyreek Magee and potential to go to Europe. And why is it that people is doubting the player? I mean, Tyreek Magee is one of our own. Yeah, he's one of our own. Why not push the positiveness around this? Just embrace it a little bit. Understand that look, it's not going to be rosy all the time in Europe. Yeah, especially the player have been mismanaged for his entire time at Eupen, the team in Belgium, entirely mismanaged by his representative and the management at that club. So the players went through, even talking about the mental side of, he broke down during being there by himself, being there through COVID. It's a lot. And if it takes him to just come back, make a business move, with Craig, do what they have to do, and then move him out. Look, this KRC GENK team is a very, very good team. They have some very good young players, and they average around 22, 23, the average age for the squad. And when I look at the bodies that they have on the bench and around the squad players, if you move away the starting lineup, Some of these players are not as gifted as Tyreek Magee. If he can get this opportunity and break in this team and get this move, if it's KRC Genk or wherever, it will be a good look. He will get in any team. But people talking about, he's too old, they don't believe that, he's going to Europe at that age. Listen, man, if you study the football game, if you study the transfer that happen in various different parts of the world where you don't watch football, yeah, people moving at the age of 30 from Africa, from Asia, from South America to Far East Europe, yeah, to teams in Romania, teams in Poland. There's a space there for Tyreek Magee somewhere in Europe. And I'm just saying this again. It's not just ability. It's just not down to ability. It's an entire package of a player and who is backing this player in that meeting. And it's all about who like who and the reputation. And the man that is pushing this player in Europe is all about his reputation and who him can link and what his connection is like. So a step back is nothing in football. Yeah, a step back is nothing. That's just give you back the moment to look and look. This is the level you are now, and you have to just fight again to go back up the ladder. Yeah, so I mean, Craig is having track record getting players contract over in Europe, with the various different type of club. Just give the man the benefit of the doubt. Let him handle the business. The summer is just right there. Let's embrace it and push the positivity. Yeah, why bring in the negativity on him? The player don't need that. The player went through, the player have wasted 4 years of his career already. 4 years at UPenn by mismanagement and mismanagement by his own people that leading him. His representative, his agents. Yeah? So 4 years have already gone down the drain. He's 25 now, something like that. Let's move on, let's kick on. Let's say this is the time that Tyreek Magee will kick back on his career. And just hope for the best. I'm sick and tired, just seeing around the space, people just giving their negativity around the player. Why doubting Craig Butler? I understand this man have his flaws, but come on now, man. This man, Dimitri Conde, is a massive, massive name in Belgian football. And Craig have always, since this Magee thing came up with Genk, him always calling Dimitri Conde name. Why would a man be calling such a high-profile name in a controversial situation, yeah? A transfer saga that's nothing is close to that. There's something has to be in the pipeline for him to be calling such a high-profile name in different interviews and statement that he's making on Tyreek Magee. But I'm done with this, yeah? Big up on yourself, hope to see you guys really soon again on the Morning Insider. Remember Sunday, the Nick and Nan podcast. Bless up on yourself. I'm out.